KMNO's released their Genesis allocation of tokens. Nyan Heroes is allowing you to play a game and get extra points for a token. I think the Tensor token will be available day 1 on Coinbase, and much more, including of course actionables at the end. Let's dive in. It's the 6th of April. So starting with KMNO Finance, this is the best DeFi dApp on Solana. I'm going to class Dupe as being a DEX and still DeFi. Of course it's DeFi, but a different kind of DeFi. Long story short, KMNO number 1, Dupe number 1 in their respective categories. You can view your allocation here, just click on this, and then make sure your wallet is connected, and it will tell you your OG allocation, your main allocation, as an example. This is an old tutorial wallet, but to be honest, Phantom is even better. You can literally just pop into Phantom, click on this, it shows you how much KMNO you're eligible for, and the different wallets as well. And this is just a tutorial wallet. Your other alternative, of course, is to check airdropped.link. You can go and put in all your addresses and check and see what their ZEUS allocation is, as well as the Dupe allocation, wormhole allocation, everything. So make sure you use this. At present, one KMNO token is valued at 15 cents on Drift pre-market, putting the valuation of KMNO at 1.5 billion fully diluted, which we don't worry about. Instead, we worry about this number here, 150 million, which I think is very cheap. And down here from comparison, this is what we've got. Personally, I would not be selling my tokens for 15 cents. I think anything under 40 cents is a steal. And make sure you check all of your wallets, just in case you have a nice big fat wallet like Rectosaurus. Look at this OG allocation, 125,000 tokens. Tensor will be added to Coinbase. This is adding to the roadmap. Sometimes it takes a couple of days or a couple of weeks before it's actually listed on the exchange. This gives me the feeling that when Tensor actually drops, it will be available day 1 on Coinbase. It's just a feeling. Fabiano has a thread on how to make dollars with zero investment. Uprock, gaming if you've got a decent GPU, Super Team Earn, and you can go do a whole lot of different quests with Galaxy or Zealy. So if you've got no money but you watch these videos anyway, then go try these. The FTX Estate has officially sold $1.6 billion worth of Solana at $64 a piece. I'm surprised they managed to sell it for so cheap. I understand it's locked, but I still think this is way too cheap. Of course, we'll cover this in the future whenever the unlock dates are, because this $64 will probably be insanely in profit. Maybe at the first unlock, it's like $800 or something like that. I don't even know when the unlock dates are. And of course, I imagine they would still just be dollar cost averaging out so the markets don't crash. Now you may have noticed there's an insane amount of congestion on Solana. Now this is due to many things, and actually I'll find a good picture of how that's represented. In the meantime, if you are actually mining ore, if you care about Solana, please upgrade. This will spam the network less. And the other day, I'm pretty sure I mentioned what Mert said. However, as good as that is, let's be honest, no one's going to read that and understand it properly. But this we should understand. Meme coin enjoyer, or just your general user, sends a transaction. But a bot, and there's probably thousands of bots on the network right now, they go and spam many transactions. I remember back in 2021, there were bots that were trying to get the Star Atlas token, and they were spamming like 200,000 transactions per second. Anyway, this goes to the block leader, a validator, such as validator.com. Make sure you're staking your SOL with validator.com. And then the validator, no matter how well it's run, because of the limitations on the software, it's like pros. I can only read a few transactions at once. So, all of these transactions, they don't get in there, some go into the next block, and that's how Solana is built. And then a vast majority of all of these transactions, most of them are spam, that just dropped. Long story short, in the next upgrade and the future upgrades, we basically need some sort of spam filter here so that things that are low value, where they're not paying a decent fee, or where we can see that it's basically the same transaction coming from the same source, it's just sent 45 times a second, they need to be blocked so that the meme coin enjoyer and everybody else, their transactions can be put into the block. Now in terms of timelines, everyone's working on this, but most likely we're going to see mid-April as a release date. And by the way, this could happen on any network that has cheap fees. Let's have a look at this. There's a SUI load test way back here, and there's a BNB coin launch, but just in general, just look at the number of transactions that happen on Solana. Everyone else is down here. And if all supply was put onto SUI, Aptos, maybe even Base may be slightly cheap enough, and of course it could be put onto BNB chain, it would cripple these networks, I'm sure of it. Basket's airdrop has concluded, so if you weren't able to claim your basket or if you forgot to claim your basket, it's now been burnt. If you log in, you won't be able to see anything. So really bullish on basket. And by the way, the token's on 27 blockchains, and this will be 50 in the next month. So personally, not financial advice, but with all of my basket, I'm literally just either farming it, in other words, adding it to DeFi liquidity pools on Meteora, or I'm holding it. And I do think basket will do very well. LETSBONK's mint has gone live. Are you ready to take the blue or the red pill? I have been red pilled. All you need to do is find the official link, of course, and send 1.85 Sol, which will give you 1 burger NFT, and send it to either the blue address or the red address. I've already done this myself, and you've only got a few hours remaining. The reason they opted for this system is because getting complex transactions through on the Solana blockchain right now is impossible. Here's an update from BonkBot on Solareum's Exploit. So this was another bot allowing you to snipe tokens and stuff like that, and they were exploited, almost $1 million exploited. Long story short, they put some investigators into action, and they've actually frozen almost $1 million with Tether. So hopefully that money will get back to people in the future, but probably the takeaway is this. What's the lesson in here? Be very careful where you put your private keys, whether exported from BonkBot or anywhere else. Once you export your private key from BonkBot, we simply cannot protect you. And as I've mentioned many times, with your hot wallets, you should have a minimal amount of funds, and the majority of funds should be on a ledger. Then you can move funds from your ledger to your hot wallet and ensure that you use a separate burner wallet and address with very little funds when you're testing out brand new dApps, just in case they are in a legitimate dApp. The Heist has Primate Island content series. So if you like to make content, go and make some content. And for the next week, players who share their heisting related content can win Kiwi. Get creative with it. First place wins $500 worth of Kiwi, and then second to fifth and sixth to 10th. Video content will be ranked higher. I'll see if I can make a little bit next week, but by all means, do it yourself. This is a great game, lots of fun. NFTs aren't getting lots of attention. It's all going to DeFi, staking, new tokens, new meme coins, dupe LFG, that sort of stuff. So hopefully this will get a little bit more attention on the timeline. Fabiano has come out with some actionables, just like I do. Trade on Backpack Exchange and use Backpack Wallet to buy NFTs on Tensor. The pre-sale Phase 2 and Tensor Adventure end tomorrow, which is now today. Register a LETSBONK domain. And this is important here. Ensure your TVL and parcel remains at or above the level it was on in February. There's a couple of days left for a loyalty snapshot. Also, if you like to play games, the Nyan Heroes should be for you. This has over 100,000 people playing currently, or at least signed up on Epic Games. And I'm not entirely sure how it works, as I have no skills to pay the bills when it comes to gaming. But it seems as though if you're in the top 7,500 people, you'll be getting some Meow Point rewards. And if you're really good, you'll be getting some bonus NFTs. Now quickly, just to CoinGecko, in terms of prices, the dip is still ongoing. So we're kind of going up and down, up and down. We're hovering around 177, and I still have some limit orders set at 140 to 160. Wormhole's just gone back over $1. And just to reiterate with Wormhole, I'll be looking to try and grab around 5,000 to 10,000 tokens and then stake them. I think in the future there will be some airdrops, and everything's basically in the top 100 up in the last 24 hours. Now lastly, actionables. Use deBridge Finance, move some funds from one blockchain to another. Maybe you want to go and play on that blockchain. Maybe you just want to try an airdrop farm, whatever you like. Play Nyan Heroes if you like gaming. I like gaming, but I have no time or no skills. Get a LETSBONK domain. Definitely grab one of these. Buy a Blessed Burger if you're keen. Remember that this is for a massive prize pool. It was $1 million, and I've just seen that it's now $500,000. Either way, 1.85 Sol, I think it's worth it if you like to play that sort of stuff. It involves some luck and skill, so it's not just outright gambling. Check your KMNO allocation. If you think for some reason that the price will go higher, you can jump onto drift.trade. My referral code is SebMonty, by the way, and you can go and long it. This is not financial advice. I'm personally not going to long it, but no way am I going to be shorting it. And finally, check your wallets to see if you can still claim some ZEUS. You've got until the 18th of April, so I'll keep on reminding you. That's all for today. Catch you Monday.